What's up, guys? This is Legion458, and this is pretty much a two-part video. First part is I'd like to thank my new subscribers, The Dark Knight Cross, thank you very much for subscribing, C. Rooney101, my former teammate, and the guy who I called out on my first video, Chris Rooney, you're an asshole. That's another story. Legend Killer, the big RKO fan, I believe. More than one R at the end. So, but this is really not the topic. And the second part is Prophecy Opera. Hold on, let me get it. Here it is. The Prophecy Opera. By my standards, an amazing opera. Is it the best one? No. Best one, by me, by my standards, is the Halo V35 and the Halo B. Now, I did do extensive testing on the Halo B and the Halo V35. If you come on voting, oh, you're an idiot, you don't know anything about paintball, I've done extensive testing. You want a good review? Type in Halo V35 if you want Google, and paintball forum, the first review's mine. And you see how long it is. You can check that out. I'll put the link up somewhere around here. Annotations, whatever the bullshit, I'm getting into that. Okay, pros and cons, I'm going to do outer pros, outer cons, and then internal electronics, internal pros and internal cons. Now, externally, very aesthetically pleasing loader, very aesthetically pleasing. Now, I'd like to specify that this loader is very well balanced on your gun. It's not like the Magna, that's very extremely back heavy. So your feed neck's here and all your paint's back here, so it's tipping over into the back. That made snap shooting horrible. But whatever. Aesthetics not important. For me, I don't give a shit. My loader looks like a pumpkin. If it loads fast, I'm using it. If it loads good, I'm using it as well. Okay. First, I would also like to mention that I keep saying rotor because I really want a rotor. This hopper has more cons than it has pros. Does that make it bad? No, it does not. I'll mention them really quickly. The external pros of this hopper are the tricky, but once you get it, very easy tool is disassembly, the feed neck, the rip drive, and the lid and the Magna. Now, the lid and the Magna are a little bit iffy, but I'll get into that later. First of all, tool is disassembly. Tricky to do. Check out my videos in 4 parts on how to do it properly. And if that doesn't help, well, you're a bumbling idiot and you don't know shit. Tool disassembly, very simple. Next part, rip drive. Excellent working rip drive. When it's on my gun, very low, and I can just slide it by like this. I can slide it by with my thumb, and I can keep my pinky, because whatever, I'll be shooting NXL or PSP, so I'll just be able to walk with my pinky, and I'll be able to do this, or I'll walk with my index, or I don't know if that's the right, but I'll do that, and it'll feed quite well. And it's very easy to turn as well, very simple, very smooth. That's because of the ball bearing, but that's internal pros, and I'll get into that later. Okay, now feed neck, the 3-part feed neck, excellent, very resistant, very flexible, very strong. This one-piece snap-in, snap-out design, excellent. The only con with that is that your sharpness where it meets the feed neck to the loader body itself. Get into that later. Okay, next pro is a lid. A lid that actually stays open during rifle. When you just flip it over with your thumb, you're good, okay? When you're in tournaments, when you're shooting fast, that's all you got time to do pretty much. So sometimes it'll snap back, see? It'll snap back. But if you do it in a certain way where you roll your knuckles above it like this, it'll stay open. If you just slap it like this, it's gonna come back. But whatever, I mean, no one really is shooting and they go like that. It's just stupid. Everyone's shooting because you're leaning, so it's easy to just do that. Sometimes it closes, sometimes it doesn't. You gotta be lucky with this. So that's the pro and the con of this. The internal Magna inside is very good because it lets the clutch slip. The cons of it is it's hard to take out if you have big hands. If you have big hands like me, you're gonna need to actually take off the front piece to take this thing off. You're going to have to pry it out with a pen or something. but whatever, still works. Another con is inside you only get the start plate. Kind of pisses me off. Come on, you could have, I paid $200 for this. You could have at least given me the tune-up kit with it. Come on, $15. So those are the internal pros and half cons, I guess. Now let's go over the cons. The cons of this thing are: number one is sometimes disassembly and assembly could be a hassle. Number two is the back plate. It's actually extremely, you have to be good at it, but it's very challenging to compress the tab on the back here. The tab in here is actually pretty hard to compress. Now, assembling it is, that's why they did it so quick on the video. Disassembling it takes longer than the rotor, and rotor just beats the shit of it, right? So, another con is, what was the second con? Yeah, the sharpness as well. That was another con. And of course, the switch on button here. You could have made it another button like this, but this, I don't know, sometimes you're gonna, close off a game and you run in and that lucky paintball, I don't wear a cup when I play, and that lucky paintball hits sometime, and that hurts. It does hurt. Don't call me a pussy or anything, it hurts. So if paint hits this, I'm very worried it's gonna fly out, but hasn't happened to me yet, so I can't judge now. Okay, internal cons. Let's go over them, and it's gonna be very brief. The floor is flat. The floor is pretty much flat. It has this little indentation. That's bullshit. The floor is flat, therefore you have to tilt back when you're pretty much next to empty. If you tilt back, paint goes in and you're feeding again, right? Microphone very close. That's an internal pro. Microphone very close to the. If you have trouble finding it, take off. Look on the right side if you're looking for this, and there should be like a little foaming piece with a tin rim around it, and that's your microphone. You can blow into that, it'll feed, right? So that's the first internal con. Second internal con is there's a sharp piece right here. If you're reversing your thing, something snags that, it's gonna break. Internal con internal pro number 2 is the very flexible anti-jam. That could also be a con because flexible stuff, although it's great, it can break. Number 2 is the lifter. I really love the lifter because in my Halo one, I tried to back up to unjam, and I force it and it'd break a ball. Here it just lifts it right over, and I can reverse this all day. And I can refeed, close, hit it once, and I can keep shooting, right? So good thing. Hold on, let me check the time on the video. I don't want to exceed 10 minutes. Alright, I'm pretty much at 9 minutes right now, so it'll be almost done. But some complaints with this, not a lot, but some of the wires are very flimsy. I was laying the floor down and that's how I ripped out the wire. That shouldn't really be my fault, even though I caused it. It was a bad solder. The solder's fucking burned out. What the fuck, right? So that's the one problem. Now I'm going to show you my little chart I have that what it means when your price goes up. The chart you should look at. I'll have this on the next video because I already exceeded the time probably. So thank you. This is my review on the Prophecy. If I missed anything, just write me a comment and I'll have a review of the rotor up next. One part to the disassembly and reassembly. It's so short. Thank you.